Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and some more Birthright here as we start winding our way down to the very end of the Voss territories coverage here. And here's another one of these sort of wild lands. That's the Mistmoor, which is another sort of very, very dangerous area to tread in, and really something only high-level characters should consider even going to and going through. So the Mistmoor, a dark, uneven land forever shrouded in an unnatural veil, the Mistmoor has been the site of more famous battles than any other realm in Vosgard. Long before humans arrived in Cerulia, elves and humanoids struggled among the moors, falling to each other's weapons and fell magics. Brecht warriors fleeing the famous Battle of Lake Ladan fled and died in the Mistmoor. Even after their victory in Reslev, Voss armies returning through the moors found their progress impeded by unnameable beasts and horrors. So, again, for reference, we have the map that they've given us here. And just to kind of show here, right, we've covered the Ice March, the Battle Fens, we got Toranwin, and then the Mistmoor hides all the way over here, but nonetheless dangerous, and really actually kind of occupies a fair bit of territory as well. So, according to legend, when the gods of the humans destroyed Azrai, the Lord of Shadow's essence lingered briefly in the Mistmoor, cursing it for all time. If any truth lies in this myth, it may explain the strangeness surrounding the land. So let's jump in. Today's Mistmoor, the modern Mistmoor. Despite occasional efforts by both Reslev and Rovninadensk, the borders of the Mistmoor have not changed in known history. Something magical and evil exists within the fog that creeps over the empty land, but refuses to cross into any neighboring realm. Low hills, blanketed by dark green grass, cover the Mistmoor. Herd animals, including sheep and cattle, wander into the land occasionally and seem to survive well on the rich vegetation, but no Voss will knowingly eat a creature that is fed on Mistmoor grass, or let the tainted animal live long enough to breed with outside herds. Animals that occasionally stray out of the Mistmoor into neighboring realms are killed and left to rot where they fall. The same sometimes goes for people, and for good reason, according to Voss legend. From time to time, a caravan from Reslev, Hjoreg, or even Rovninadensk will cross the Mistmoor. Always heavily armed and moving as quickly as possible, these large parties seldom encounter anything of note. Invariably, they report seeing figures moving in the fog or along the shadowy hills, but seldom does anyone investigate these. And really, why would you venture off to even do that? Those who do, it is said, seldom return or seldom return unchanged. The most recent story concerning the Mistmoor involves a caravan from Mudin that attempted to cross Cal Calathor but ran afoul of a goblin tribe, unwilling to accept a reasonable bribe. Pursued by the goblin raiders, the Brechts were forced to flee into the Mistmoor. Night fell and the fog grew impenetrable. The 36 Brecht traders and guards made camp near a large mound and built a roaring fire. They posted a guard and settled down for the night. Around midnight, the entire camp awoke to the sound of screaming. Certain the goblins were attacking, the Brechts grabbed their weapons and put their backs to the fire, ready to sell their lives as dearly as possible, but no goblins penetrated the ring of light. All through the night, goblin screams issued from the mists, and every so often a Brecht would see something move in the fog and fire an arrow. Most flew wide of the targets, but one struck a shadow so large it seemed to loom over the small dome of light in the camp. The thing howled, and according to the survivors, a creature of pure fog reached out and struck the men nearest the archer. More fog tendrils attacked all around the camp. Men and women hit by these mist fists lapsed into shivering comas or fled screaming into the night. The attack ended when only 5 of the caravan remained conscious. Of the 12 comatose victims, only 2 survived the night. 1 died later in Rovnograd of what healers said was extreme exposure. The other recovered and said that after being hit by the mist, she felt as if her blood was freezing inside her. Of the men and women who fled into the night, nothing was ever heard from or heard of them again. So, while no known region exists within the Mistmoor, recent rumors insist that some intelligence maybe controls the land. Many believe the fog creature that attacked the Brecht caravan is actually an ancient Anshe that has only recently gained power over its fog or mist-forged body. In Ravnograd, they call the thing the Mistman, and many believe it's the spirit of a Voss or Brecht scion who died after the Battle of Lake Ladan during the Brecht flight across the Mistmoor. That could just be a fun, little ghost story to weave into the campaign too, something to frighten children, but in this case, maybe even adults, and that could be something to start piquing the character's interest too. Somehow the bloodline and will of the scion combined with the magic of the Mistmoor's fog. If the stories are true, the Mistman may only have recently learned how to take semi-solid form and could be working on turning the Mistmoor into a realm of his own. Now, there are some interesting sites there. So, since even the most daring adventurers of Osgard find little reason to explore the Mistmoor, there's really just a few sites that are known. One of those is the Charnel Pit. Though Voss warriors sometimes honor their most prodigious foes in song or story after killing them, of course, they have little regard for their enemies' mortal remains. When the Voss slay enemies, they regard the body only if it lies in the way of their next fight. Thus, the mere existence of the Charnel Pit in Mistmoor is marked with contradiction. According to the sketchy history surrounding the Battle of Lake Ladan, a Voss Tsareva managed to get ahead of the retreating Brecht armies and stake out a position near the border of the realm later known as Reslev. She ambushed the confused Brechts several times from the same position, ordering her soldiers to haul away the bodies and hide them in one of the long trenches that mark the Mistmoor's terrain. After slaughtering hundreds of Brechts and suffering minimal casualties to her own troops, the Tsareva recalled her warriors and linked up with the main Voss force entering Reslev. As her troops withdrew from the ambush site, she ordered her soldiers to burn the bodies where they lay, firing upon them with her own precious stores of oil and firewood. No history records the reason behind that, though. The burning of the bodies, the legends say, could be seen all across the Mistmoor, even through the densest fog. For years afterwards, the smell of burning flesh permeated the air. The charnel pit itself has never regrown the dark green grass native to the land, but does remain black and barren as the days the fires subsided. The Voss of Reslev and Ravninodensk believe phantoms of the Brecht warriors burned in the charnel pit still linger there, confused and disoriented from the ambush and unable to leave. The Brechts of Berhagen and Muden, however, say the charnel pit is the source of the Mistmoor's evil, and that vengeful ghosts will one day rise out of the pit and attack Reslev, finally returning the land to Brecht control. But again, a lot of ghost stories and conjecture on both sides. Other important NPCs. One of the survivors of the Brecht caravan that first encountered the Mistman does still live in Ravnograd. Unwilling to cross the Mistmoor again and unwilling to negotiate with the goblins of Kal-Kalathor, who he blames for the deaths of his comrades, Bram Gregorovich, level 6 thief, and a pretty solid bloodline there, lawful neutral. Interesting, again, lawful thief, but it is what it is. Has found employment with the Barsk Breeding Guild of Ravninodensk. Half Voss on his father's side, he favors his Brecht heritage in all ways but one. His desire for vengeance equals that of any Voss warrior. He also lost a brother in the Mistmoor. His brother was the guard who first struck the shadow creature with an arrow and may have caused the destruction of the caravan. However, he feels assured that the Mistman and its minions, he insists it has followers of some kind, would have attacked the caravan eventually. Whether true or not, he's been saving his money in the hope of hiring a unit of Voss mercenaries, the party, to go into the Mistmoor and dispatch the creature. Brown-haired and stout, he has a lithe, agile way of moving that suggests a mountain lion. He fights with knives and the Voss war spear and seldom wears armor. Some say the amulet around his neck, a silver hawk rampant, protects him from harm in battle. True or not, he came out of the Mistmoor unscathed and hopes to maybe do so once again. So, and that could be where, if the price is right for the player's party, it might be worth an adventure in there. But again, super dangerous. While a few reasons exist for an adventuring party to travel into the Mistmoor, anyone may wish to pass through the supposedly haunted land. Only high-level adventurers should linger there, though, and only for good reason. The Mistman, the hero who proves the existence of and nature of the so-called Mistman, will win accolades in Ravninodensk and Reslev. A few nobles in Ravnograd, again, Bram's opinions notwithstanding, do not believe in the Mistman, and do not believe him to be inherently evil, and think he could prove a valuable ally if the goblins of Kal-Kalathor or the elves of Tuar Anwen ever attack. they would pay well to have those theories tested. That's a bit wishful thinking, though, right? Crazy shadow mist thing isn't necessarily going to be an ally, but again, if they're willing to pay for it. Should a party venture into the Mistmoor, it may face wolves and wild hounds, seemingly possessed by some higher intelligence. It could even face zombies, skeletons, or other phantoms left over from older battles or created by a new power. And good opportunity to really intersect some crazy goofiness in the shadow world as well. Or perhaps it will find only the occasional grazing sheep or cow and the empty touch of fog upon their faces. So it could be another one where, occasionally, like maybe the players just get lucky in the sense of not finding anything, not really encountering anything, but maybe just the more that they kind of press their luck gradually, that starts running out and just weird or crazy or creepy or dangerous things start happening to them in different ways, and maybe the fear builds up to where they really don't want to go back, but maybe the rewards that or the pay is going to be so great that they're willing to risk it. So just a lot of interesting things there, but another sort of nice sandbox for the DM to play with and have some fun and be really creative, and just some of the weird, horrible, and terrible things that they can come up with to help support that. So all in all, a fun area, and certainly another one where the players could do some high level adventuring and maybe encounter some really nasty stuff out there. So let us know, guys, if you've incorporated the Mistmoor into your games of Birthright, and how that's gone for you. What do you think the Mist Man is? Be sure to hit us up in the comments, like, and subscribe. And if you want to see videos like this early, be sure to support us over on our Patreon. We got plenty of that, and also some exclusives for Birthright and D&D and more things coming all the time. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.